Hi, and thanks for checking out my channel. My name is Hannah, and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here you'll find content all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3. And today, I'm going to tell you the top 10 things that I love most that we do in our homeschool. Okay folks, so we are just gonna dive right into this. I've been homeschooling for a few years now, and there are definitely some things that I adore that we do in our homeschool. I hope that this can give you guys some good ideas of things to incorporate into your homeschool life, or just give you a little bit more insight into what we do as a family. Number 10 is my favorite, and number 5 is probably the most important. All right, you guys, let's dive in and get started. Okay, so number 1, we follow a curriculum. Not everybody uses a curriculum. Some people make up their own curriculums. I love to buy a curriculum and kind of piece together some of the subjects with different curriculums. But I really love that for the most part, it's kind of open and go, and somebody else has already done the hard work of figuring out what my kids should be doing every day. Now, I can still take the flexibility within that schedule that is laid out in the curriculum and do that my way, or take out things that don't work for us, and of course add things that I want to include that aren't already included. But the base of it is already done. The hard work, that's done, which gives me more time to be with my family or more time to focus on myself. Number 2, lots of outdoor time. I'm a really outdoorsy person myself, and it was really important for me that my kids also spend a lot of times outdoors, not only to just appreciate nature in general, but I think fresh air is really good for you health-wise, and playing in the dirt. It's just a lot more creativity outside than what they're getting inside, in my opinion. And there are so many countless learning opportunities outside. So we like to do a lot of time in the backyard, or going on hikes, or going and playing with our nature group. So all those things add up to a really rich and full outdoor life for our family. Number 3, filming our journey. Now, this is really more about the fact that I'm documenting our homeschool journey. So this could be on YouTube, or this could be on Instagram, or a Facebook page, or a private blog, or a public blog, just whatever. But like for me, I really love that I have something that I can look back at. Not documentation of like, here's what we did today in English, but like documentation of this is what our family does. This is where we're at this year in our lives with homeschooling, with our family. It's just, for me, it's something really nice to look back on, and I feel good that I'm documenting this part of our lives. So kind of piggybacking on that, number 4 is developing a family culture. I've worked really hard over the past few years to develop a family culture. So things like our family read-alouds, the fact that there are books everywhere, the ample learning opportunities, the family movie nights, the snuggling on the couch, eating meals together. All these things were very intentional to build up to a family culture that's like, this is what we do as a family. We sit around on the weekends and read books together. We go off and play in the woods together. Like, these are things that when I think of our family and what we do, like, these are the things. Family culture, of course, is always going to be a work in progress, and it will change over the years, but it's something that I'm focused on and that I can develop because I'm here homeschooling with my kids. Number 5, we stay on my kids' track. So we're not staying on track with the public schools or whatever else is out there. I'm staying on track with where my kids are. So like, I may have one child who's a little bit behind in math, but he might be really ahead in reading. So what really matters to me there is that I'm meeting my kids where they are and doing what they need. There's no reason in my mind to push way too hard in an area that my child is struggling with, and there's no reason to hold them back in an area that they excel in. So I just meet them right where they are, and that makes for a very happy student. Number 6, lots of read-alouds. Oh, this is one of my favorite things about our homeschool, is that we do read aloud all the time. So yeah, I touched on this a little bit when I was talking about family culture, but read alouds are, I don't know, they're like more than family culture to us. They're a huge part of our homeschool, and they're a part of our family culture. But I love that we sit around every single day reading books together on the couch. Books that I wouldn't have picked off the library shelf, and that they probably wouldn't be reading in school if they were attending school somewhere, but we're doing it here at home, and I love it. Right now we're reading The Trumpet of the Swan together, and oh my gosh, it is amazing. If you haven't read that book, it is really, really good. Number 7, awesome adulting. This is something that Julie over at The Brave Raider talks about, and this is something that, I don't know, I wasn't intending for this to happen in our homeschool, but it just sort of did. And now it's also something that I'm really intentional with. Okay, so when I'm saying awesome adulting, what I'm talking about is that my life as the home educator, I'm not just the home educator, you know, like I'm not just the homeschool mom or anything like that. I'm not just the one who cleans the house and mows the lawn and educates the kids and makes dinner and whatever else that I do all day. I do things. I have my own hobbies. I do art, I write poetry, I sew, I do my bird watching, I do my nature stuff and camping. Like, sure, some of these are things we do together as a family, but my kids are seeing that these are things that I love. And the perks of this is that it kind of rubs off on my kids. So one is that my kids are seeing me enjoying my life as an adult. It is something for them to look forward to, something for them to actually, you know, get excited about. I'm not just going to work every day and coming home and complaining about my job. Like, I'm enjoying my life as an adult. And then the other thing is that my kids see some of the things that I do. For example, my nature journal. I'm working on a nature journal right now that I'm kind of, you know, it corresponds with my bird watching hobby. And my kids are seeing me do this, and then they're kind of getting into that concept too. And nature journaling is something that I really want my kids to do. So the fact that they're seeing me do it makes them get a little bit more into the idea. And of course, it's just an added bonus that awesome adulting means that I get to go off and have an awesome time. It's a lot of fun. So yes, I'm very intentional about it now. So yeah, it sort of started off happening a little unintentionally because I was just trying to have my own things because I'm an introvert and I needed a reason, I guess, to get away from my kids. So I kind of started some of these hobbies like bird watching and my nature journal, but I'm having so much fun with it. Like, I truly am having so much fun with it. So yeah, awesome adulting, do it. Number 8, artist studies, composer studies, and Shakespeare. I'm lumping all of this together because to me it's all, you know, fine art stuff. So we take a Charlotte Mason approach to our homeschooling, and within the Charlotte Mason philosophy, these are really important parts of home education. So within their curriculums, we're looking at art, we're reading Shakespeare, we're doing all of these things as part of their curriculums, but I'm also trying to loop it into the rest of our lives during the week. You know, listening to Bach in the car, reciting Shakespeare at meals. So I really feel that both my kids and I are getting so much out of having these awesome fine arts incorporated into our curriculums and into our lives. It's been a lot of fun to study these, and it's definitely a perk and highlight during our week when we tap on these different things. And I'm just really glad that those are a part of our homeschool, a part of our home education. Number 9, scatterbooking. This is another Julie Overt Brave Writer idea, and it's something that I've started doing only recently. Wow, do I wish I had been doing it all along. It is so much fun. So my scatterbook is a little bit more of an art journal because I'm a little bit more of the artsy craftsy type, but basically what it is, it's kind of like a journal for me that's going to include our entire homeschool journey. So, you know, recaps of our years and how it goes, how the kids are doing. I might make lists of books I'm reading or important quotes. Maybe I'll make a list of places we go or a bucket list for our homeschool experience, things I want to do in our future. Maybe just ideas I have or just whatever, but I'll put it all in this one notebook, write it all down, doodle little sketches, and that is my scatterbook. It's kind of turned into a little bit of an art piece. If you're interested in learning more about that and seeing more of that, I'm happy to make another video of that. Just let me know in the comments below. It's been a lot of fun. I've been since I just started recently, I've kind of backtracked a little bit and been writing about some of the things in our past few years of homeschooling, and getting all these ideas for things I want to do in the future. And yeah, it's just been a blast. And it's been really good for me both to process everything that we're doing in our homeschooling and how it's going, but also just really beautiful memories to look back on. And yeah, kind of another awesome adulting hobby there too. Okay, number 10, poetry tea time. Like many others, this was pretty much our segue into the Brave Writer world, which y'all know I'm a huge fan of. But our weekly poetry tea times are truly a highlight of the week for me and my entire family. We set the table with a beautiful tablecloth. We use actual teacups. We drink lemonade from our teapot because we're not really tea drinkers around here. And I read poetry to the kids, and sometimes the kids will read poetry or recite something that they've memorized, and it is just so much fun. Not to mention the awesome language building skills and language arts and all that jazz that we're incorporating into this super fun time. My kids are now absurdly into poetry, and so am I. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. Poetry tea time. Okay, so there you have it, my top 10 things that we do in our homeschool. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed those. And I hope that they give you a little more insight into how we work around here and some of the things that I do that really make our homeschool work for our family. I hope that you've got some good ideas now that maybe you could incorporate into what you're doing at home, whether you homeschool or not. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite or which one inspired you the most. I would love to know. Thanks you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it as always. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and the subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss any of my future videos. I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll see you in my next upload.